Alrighty everybody, welcome to San Francisco. We'll be going to John Wayne today, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a full cold and dark startup using Southwest procedures. I'm going to try to keep it as accurate as I can to Southwest style, but it's not going to be perfect, so let's go ahead and get started. First things first, we're going to jump in and we're going to go ahead and turn the battery on. And then this procedure is called the supplemental procedure for the power up. So we're going to turn the battery on, put this over to the battery, check our volts, put this over to ground power, check our ground power because we're going to start our ground power. Then we're going to check and make sure our standby power is guarded, alternate flaps is guarded, this is off. Then we're going to come down here and take a look at our windshield wipers, make sure they're in park, and make sure our electric hydraulic pumps are off. And that's the procedure for that. I'm also going to go pretty fast, so if you need to just pause the video, that'll be that's fine. So now we could go ahead and hit the ground power, and while we wait for our systems to power up, our displays, I'm going to go ahead and do a maintenance test. So we're going to put these switches to test and then hit this, and this will tell us if we have anything wrong with our airplane. It'll come up on here. So there's no faults, everything looks good. I'm going to set this back to ground power, check our standby power, and the the range for this frequency is 400 plus or minus 10 on CPS frequency, and for the volts it's 115 plus or minus 5. So these are in the good range. For the battery, the range is 23 to 30. For the TRs, it's 22 to 30. So everything looks good in here. Okay, so for the electrical, let me check here. I think I forgot what it's called. The preliminary pre-flight procedure. So we're going to go ahead and right away turn on the IRSs. Whoops. I think I just ruined it by doing that, no? I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I ruined it. So we have 8 minutes, we'll set it over there. So next thing we do is check our oxygen crew, our crew oxygen, and the minimum pressure is 1000 psi, so that is good. And then we're going to come down here and check our, this is how Southwest does it, they have it set up like this throughout the whole flight pretty much, but we're going to check our oil quantity, and then we're going to check our hydraulic quantity, which is all good. So next thing, I'm going to come back here and take a look at our maintenance logs, make sure we have our, these are where our manuals are, make sure our maintenance logs in here, they'll be behind the seat somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the fire extinguisher, make sure the pressure's in the green. Take a look at our escape rope, make sure our circuit breakers are all in, everything looks good on the circuit breakers. Circuit breakers are good. Then we're going to come into the after overhead once again, and we're going to do some tests up here. We're going to do our mock airspeed warning, flat recorder, make sure this light extinguishes, that's good. These don't work yet, you need 4 minutes of AC power, which is coming from the ground power. We're going to check and make sure our engine reverser lights are extinguished, engine control lights are extinguished, EECs are on, passenger oxygen is guarded, crew oxygen is good, these are 3 green. Make sure our landing gear lever is down, we have 3 green, which we do. Make sure our flaps are up, speed brakes are up, throttles are idle, and these are in cutoff, engine start levers. Come back up here, service intercom is off, dim lights, we don't need those. Make sure our GPS light is off, extinguished, these are in a line. Check our LE, leading edge devices, test that, and our PSCU light is extinguished. If that was on, then we have a major problem with the airplane. We'd have to find another airplane to fly. Okay, so that is all good. Now we're going to go ahead and set up our aircraft. We're going to put in our IRS position. This is nav data out of base. I think we're good. Yeah, February 28th. We had the right one and the date. So we're gonna make sure we're in a 700 winglet, which we are. We have engine 24K rating. Check air rack. This is good. And we're gonna check the date. It is the wrong date. That's why. I forgot to. Let me just do the time real quick. I apologize for that. I'll give it a couple seconds. Sorry about that, guys. I think it's going to be a minute off, but that's pretty good. It's the 22nd. That's correct. And we'll go ahead and get our left-hand GPS position. Pop that right on in. And that's good. And we're going to do a company route. We're going to go San Francisco to John Wayne, SNA. Right here. Activate that. And that is good. And next thing, I'm going to start setting up our passengers. We're going to have a full flight. We're using TopCat and SimBrief today. So we're going to do full. And then I'm going to take a look at what TopCat wants. We're going to have 65-50 pounds of cargo. So it wants 2938. And 3612. And then for our fuel, SimBrief is telling us it wants to have 12,900. And we're going to put this in the TopCat as well. I haven't done that yet, just so we could cross-check our weights. So we're going to have 12,900 total. We're going to have 500, which is more than extra, more than enough for the taxi. It's a very short taxi. And we're going to have 5,600 pounds. So we're going to look at our takeoff weight here, 127.5. That's very close. That's very good. And our zero fuel weight is 115.1, which is what we have. Okay. So we're going to put 12,900 in the fuel. And we're going to take a look at our gross weight. We have 128.0. We're going to burn 500 pounds for the taxi, supposedly. So we should have 127.5, which is good for takeoff weight. Zero fuel weight is 115.1, which is good. Okay, so now that we have our fuel in, we're going to put on our seatbelt sign. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and start with our, what's it called? Our pre-flight procedure. So the first thing we're going to do is test our lights. Make sure everything is good. That's good. All these lights illuminate. Make sure this one illuminates. That one is very important. Check all these lights. They all look good. And then we're going to come down here, check here. Everything looks good. Do a quick scan of everything. Man, that all looks good. Turn this off. Test these real quick. Those are good. Cancel this. Okay, so now we're going to go up and start to here. I'm going to turn our yaw dampers on, make sure this light extinguishes. Navigation switches are normal, display switches is auto and normal. Check our fuel temp. That's a good temperature, normal. These lights should be illuminated and dim. We're going to check the cross-suit valve. Make sure it dims, then make sure it closes again. That's good. We should see low pressure lights on these. We're not going to turn them on just yet. We checked all of these. We can put it on APU because we're going to start up our APU pretty soon. All these lights are good. Those are extinguished and illuminated right here. Turn on our emergency lights, or arm our emergency lights. Test our 10 button. These are in park. Then we're going to do a window heat test, make sure there's no lights up here. Caution lights, we're going to turn these on. Make sure these lights illuminate, then we're going to do an overheat test, and then we should see a anti-ice caution light, which we do. Cancel that. Actually, we should leave that on. But, and then we're going to turn the window heat on. Then we're going to test our probe heat, make sure those lights extinguish, which they do. Test our anti-ice. Extinguish, this one dims. Then we'll turn them off. Then we're going to do hydraulic, for Southwest they turn the A pumps off and the B pump on, so we're going to turn this off. This light should extinguish, this one should illuminate right here. This one will extinguish, and that's good. We're going to test our cockpit voice recorder. Green light. And today we're at sea level, so we should not be reading any altitude. We're not climbing or descending, so this needle should also be at 0. Test, take a look at our temperature. Everything looks good in here. The supply duct is the more accurate one. So we're doing overheat test. So cancel this. Hold that down. These lights should illuminate, and we should see a air conditioning lights, which we do. Let's turn it off and make sure that light goes away, and it does. This is set up properly for now, and I think we're going to go to 35,000. We'll probably go higher for the flight, but we'll set 35 in our pressurization panel, and we're going to check the alternate, make sure this light goes to green, check the manual, make sure that goes to green, and then back to auto. So that is good. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get the METAR. And then we should see in the hydraulic panel that it is pressurized in the B pumps and the A pumps are off. Okay, the altimeter at San Francisco is 3027. So we're going to make sure that's 3027 there and there. Set up our EFIS panel, so we're going to have terrain on for now. Hit the traffic button. And yeah, 2200 here. And now we're going to go ahead and do an oxygen test. So the proper way to do this is you're going to want to test it inside our oxygen mask in case we depressurize, and we want to be able to talk to each other when wearing the mask. So the proper way to do that is put this to flight, hit this button, hit the speaker button, put this to mask, receive transmit, come down here, hit the red tab, and then hold this down. We're going to come up here and make sure this oxygen pressure doesn't depressurize. It stays stable, so that is good. The maximum it can decrease, I think, is 100 or 200 pounds. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that, and then we'll put these back to normal, put it to boom, get rid of this, and set that there. Okay, next we're going to do a VOR and ILS test. So I have our charts up here. So our ILS return will be, I hope it loads. Our ILS return is going to be for 28 left, and we're going to have 109.55. We're going to test the VORs first, because if you want to do an ILS test, you have to align the course to the proper course position for it to work, and for the VOR test, you have to have these at 0 for the VOR test to work. So our next VOR, we're going to do San Francisco VOR 115.8. Okay, set that in there. 115.8, 115.8. Put this over here. And then first of all, we're going to check our position from the VOR. So we're at 210, and we should see this is about 210 on our standby VOR. So that these align right here, so that is good. And then now we're going to hit the test button, and we should see this. You know what? We got to turn on our flight directors on first, and then turn the VOR on, and then we'll test it now. So it's going to swing up once, then it's going to swing around again, it's going to swing around, and then it's going to go back to normal, which it does. So that was a good test. Now we're going to test our ILS, put it over to our ILS frequency, and we're going to keep it on this frequency. Actually, I don't know if we're going to keep it on this frequency because we're not doing an RNAV departure. So the return course is 284. So test the 284. And then we're going to hit the test, and we should see some flags come up on our PFD. So we get a couple flags, going to go left to the right and then back to normal. Alright, that's a good test. And next thing, we're going to test our GPWS.
Glide slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
It's a good test. Now we're going to come back here and test our stall warnings because we skipped that because they didn't work yet. So the stick shakers, they work good, and that's a good test. We're going to check our config, flap config, make sure we hear a beep. That's good. Then we're going to do a fire test. Put this over here, make sure these lights illuminate. Check the caution light, overheat detected. That's good. Make sure you see a wheel well light, that's important. These lights illuminate. We get a fire warning. We could cancel those. We're going to come over and check our bottles. Make sure those green lights illuminate, which they do. And now we're going to check our cargo heat. Make sure we have a fire warning, master caution. And that's good. And then we could do a weather radar test. And we'll put this over to test.
Monitor radar display. Go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
Okay, that's a good test. Turn our weather radar off. Put it back to terrain. And then we're going to test our TCAS, and that is the last thing we need to test.
TCAS test. Pass.
Okay, then we're going to go ahead and set up our autopilot. So today we're going to be going out at 330 degrees. We're going to take off runway 1 left, most likely, depending on the winds. We're going to go 333 to speedy. So we're going to set that. And then we're going to set up the point res 151 radial. Yeah. Oh, we don't have it even set up yet. So let's go ahead and get our clearance. So we have Oakland Center online 132.2. So let me go ahead and give them a call. And we're Southwest 1469, I believe.
So there, that's right.
Oakland Center, Southwest 1469, requesting IFR clearance to John Wayne with the weather.
Southwest 1469. Book 1 center area, roger, clear to the John Wayne International Airport, offshore 1 departure. Mickey Venice, valve climb via the SID, squawk 3246.
Cleared to John Way via the offshore 1 departure via Mickey, climb via SID, squawk 3246, Southwest 1469.
Southwest 1469, read back correct.
Okay, didn't give me a runway, but we're going to be doing runway 1 left. If he doesn't give that to us, we'll request it. So we're going to do the offshore 1, the Mickey, so we don't have a transition here. We're going to use runway 1 left. Then we're going to check our plan.
Southwest 1597, San Francisco, latest information. Hotel is current. Expect vectors for the ILS, runway 28 right approach.
Alright, we have to couple hotel and expect vectors for the ILS 28 right approach 1587.
Okay, that looks good. Next thing is next. So we're gonna put 333 in here. We don't have our V2 speed yet, so we're gonna put that one to remind us that we need to do that. And we're gonna put in our altitude. He told us to climb via the SID, so our top altitude, do we have any belows? We don't have any belows, so we're just gonna go straight on up to 35,000 feet. Okay, so we're gonna check this now. UTC, that's good. The time is good.
Open center, requesting taxi 28 right, Delta 715.
This is a good time. These are normal. We tested these. We'll test them again. These should be in auto. Our N1 and speed ref settings are in auto. Put this to reject the takeoff. Flaps are up. Landing gear levers down to green. Brake pressure is good. And we have 284 set in the course. We have 101 right now, which matches right here. 333 matches here, and on here that looks good. 35,000 matches there. I'm the master. We'll be doing LNAV departure. And okay, now we're gonna set up our perf in it. Zero fuel weight 115.1. Put in our reserves from our flight plan. Our reserves is 3.3, gives us 45 minutes. I know our cost index is 20. I'll show you where that's at. 20, we're going to go to 350. I know we could go to 39, so we'll probably go all the way up to 39. But we have pretty good winds at 3.5. So anyways, we find our cost index right here, CI 20. So we're going to go 350, wind is 305 at 84. And -3 for the temperature deviation. So we're going to put in 305 / 84. Set that. We're going to hold off on the N1 limit because we got to turn our APU on for that. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the weather for the route. Go to Sky Vector. We have some ice, some light turbulence, 35. Looks like it's going to be a good ride. A little bit of turbulence on the arrival into John Wayne. These are reported by Cessna, so it's probably not a big deal at all. It's going to be a little overcast skies, broken clouds, temperature 16. We'll see what the arrival temp is. Arrival temperature is 15 degrees Celsius, and the QNA is 3023. 3023. Okay. I'm gonna go look at METAR, take a look at some other weather stuff. This is all in our flight plan. It should be, but we're gonna take a look at turbulence. We can go ahead and put this up to medium or medium aircraft 350. See what we got. We got just not really any turbulence on our route. This is over the Sierras, so we'll be clear off that. Well, now we'll take a look at our prognostic charts. Moderate or greater turbulence this is at 240. Looks like we'll have some light turbulence on the route. We'll tell the passengers it's going to be smooth anyways. We're in a low pressure zone. There's no fronts or anything, so we should be good. Okay. So the arrival temperature is 15 C2F. I want to get that in degrees. 15, so it would be 59 degrees. Okay, we'll go ahead and do our we're going to see how long the flight is going to be. It's going to be an hour and 5 minutes. I wonder how late we are. What time were we supposed to depart? 25. So yeah, we're just about on time for the pushback. Let's go ahead and do our cabin announcements. And ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking with service to John Wayne International Airport. Today we'll be cruising up at 35,000 feet. Flight time today will be an hour and 5 minutes. Should be a smooth ride, a little bump on the descent, nothing too bad. We'll try to keep it as smooth as possible. Temperature in John Wayne will be 59 degrees, and there'll be partly cloudy skies. Thank you for choosing Southwest, and we hope to see you again. Okay. Alright, now we'll go ahead and get our APU on. While we wait for the APU, we should be paying attention, but I'm going to go ahead and do the pre-flight checklist. So oxygen is tested 100%. We'll check this side. That's good. And then there's one over here as well for the jump seat. So that's good. Oxygen tested 100%. Navigation transfer and display switch is normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector is auto and set. Flight instruments heading is set to 333. Altimeter is set at 3027, cross-checked here. Park brake is set, engine start levers are cut off, which they are. I'll explain the hydraulic pumps later in the flight. We have some duct pressure. Okay. We'll go ahead and put all our fuel pumps on because we're just about ready to start. We gotta wait a minute before we can give the air to the passengers in the back because they'll smell APU exhaust if we put the packs on right away. So now we're going to start with our performance. Let's see, Top Cat. We have our fuel in there. Go to takeoff. We're going to be taking off one left. Put in our winds. I don't even have the winds for San Francisco right now. Update. So 290 at 17. So we might actually do 25 left. I'm not sure. I'm thinking he'll give us runway 28 left. So 17 knots, that's not too bad for a crosswind takeoff. We should just be safe and do 28 left, I guess. So takeoff weight Yeah, we'll burn about 500 for the taxi to 28 left, so we'll compute. Another thing I forgot to tell you, so for the 700 on Top Cat, it gives us 22K rating engine. However, on the PMDG, it's 24K rating, so I do takeoff 1, so this derates it to, let's see. I'm going to put takeoff 1 here, and then in the PMDG I'm going to do takeoff 2, so that should give us the best data for our flight. So we're going to do, we'll do a 39 degree derate. We're going to do flaps 1, takeoff 1, and then we're going to do 39 degrees, 132, and then rotate is 132, and V2 is 135. We have plenty margin, and we're going to do 83.3 on the thrust. Okay, so watch what happens. I'm going to put in, I don't have any air conditioning going out yet to the passengers, so watch what happens when I do. It's going to change the numbers. So we're going to do 39, we're going to do a 20K derate, which is what we derated it to on Top Cat. And then we're going to put in 39 degrees. So it's 84.3, but we want 83.3. So watch what happens when I put on the air for the passengers. It's going to change the numbers. So there it goes, 83.6. So that's closer to 83.3. Now we're going to put in our takeoff speeds. We're going to do flaps 1. And the numbers are very close, so we're going to do 132. And 132. And then 135 for the takeoff 2. So that is all good. Get our trim. Put it in. So we're going to go ahead and redo this for runway 28 left. Oh, takeoff speed's deleted, of course. Ugh. Okay. So now we gotta redo the SID. For the SID, we're gonna go out at what is that? 281. So 28 left, climb on the 281, San Francisco VOR. 281. I'm not going to put in a VOR frequency, we'll just do it, do LNAV. The VORs don't really align too well anyways, so now we got to do a takeoff briefing. So we're going to taxi to runway 28 left, we're right over here. We'll probably do Alpha Foxtrot 1, Foxtrot to 28 left. We have plenty of runway, the runway length is 11,381. We're going to climb out 28 left on the San Francisco VOR 281 to Senzi at or above 2,500, and then we're going to continue on. Let's take a look at that picture. And then we're going to intercept our 151 radial Point Reyes, whammy, so go out above 1,600, Cypress at or above 2,200. Our ILS return course is 28 left at 109.55. The course is 284, minimums is 200. So 109.55 is set on in there, and 284. V speeds for this flight is 132, rotate is 132, V2 is 135. We're going to be doing a takeoff 2, 20K takeoff with flaps 1. Alright, just as good. On V1, if there's an engine failure, we're going to take off and climb out at V2 plus 20. Below V1, if there's an engine failure, I'm going to go idle, thrust, speed brakes deployed, and reject takeoff should kick in. Rejected takeoff doesn't work, I'm going to hit the brakes hard. Any questions? No questions. Alright, so we are ready for pushback and departure. So let's go ahead and turn to Oakland Center.
17.
So before I
Surfair
start,
41, runway 30, clear for takeoff.
before start checklist, flight deck doors closed and locked. Fuel, we have 12,900, I believe that's what we need.
And November 77 Juliet, low altitude alert. Check your altitude. Calls to the MIA in your area, 7,600. Current altitude shows 6,000 descending. Advise you plan to maintain 7,600. Hey, we'll climb up back up to 7,600.
Passenger signs are on, windows are locked. MCP is, V2 is 135, I believe. 135, which is set here. Heading is 281, which is set there and there. Altitude is 35,000. I'm the master. We're going to do an LNAV departure. Takeoff speed V1 is 132, rotate is 132, V2 is
Southwest
135.
1597.
CDP flight complete, rudder and nailer engine, 3 taxi takeoff briefing is completed.
Bravo,
Anti-collision
Alpha,
light
to your
comes
left
on.
behind the Swiss Air 777.
Okay, let's take a look behind us.
Alright, Bravo, my fault. He's Bravo to the ramp. Whoops, southwest to take.
Okay, we can put this on to altitude encoding off, and then we'll go ahead and start our pushback. So we're gonna do, I think it was.
Oh, my fault. He's up to
Nose
287
left.
clear to cross 28 left. We're crossing now.
I'm gonna push on alpha, so I'm gonna go ahead and
715
ask,
state
ask
attention
him if
closer
I can
about
push on alpha.
a mile or two parallel to 10 right now.
Let's just do a straight back pushback.
You're breaking, so you're breaking up right now, Delta 715. Delta 715, tell you what, clear direct Eagle, we're going to maintain level 350.
Clear direct Eagle, want to maintain 350, Delta 715. Hello, good afternoon, Challenger 7 Lima for level 400.
So we are gonna keep the A pumps off for the startup.
7 Lima Alpha, Oakland Center.
Once they disconnect, we'll put the A pumps on. And I forgot to disconnect any of this stuff. I can't hear GSX for some reason.
Challenger 7 Lima Alpha would like to start a descent in about 10 miles.
7 Lima Alpha, sorry, say again?
We'd like to start a descent in 10 miles.
Okay, number 8, 7 Lima Alpha, you're still about roughly 200 miles out, 150 or so, but let me know once you reach your top of the sun.
You good?
So that's to let you know, yeah, the computer's telling us 10 miles for descent, so yeah, we'll call you back in a few minutes.
Okay. And remember 7 and Juliet, advise you have Eureka weather and when able, say approach request.
At 25 N2, we'll go ahead and introduce some fuel.
November
So we
5,
have oil
7
pressure?
Juliet.
We're looking for the low oil pressure you'd like to extinguish.
We're looking for the approach to the flash ready approach.
That's good. Okay, we're gonna stop the
Alright,
pushback.
November
remember to do that.
77 Juliet, kind of breaking up there. Stand by. Surf 41, Oakland Center, radar contacts, or altitude leaving. Surf 41, thanks. Climb and maintain 1717,000, fly your present heading clear direct San Jose, VOR, resume on navigation.
Okay, starter valve is closed, and go ahead and start the left engine.
And number 77 Juliet, you said you're visual with the airfield right now?
Yeah, so Juliet, we are still looking for the airfield. That should be coming. We're breaking through the clouds here right now.
Alright, number 77 Juliet, set to maintain 5,000. The Eureka Airport is 12 o'clock, less than 5 miles.
Alright, 5,000 for 7
Low oil
Juliet.
pressure light goes out.
November 7 miles forward, 87.
November 7 Lima for Roger, just set to maintain probable 200.
1200, 7 miles.
Five 077 Juliet, we have the field site. Rover 77 Juliet, right for cancellation, excuse me, Rover 77 Juliet, no traffic observed between you and the Eureka Airport. Report cancellation of IFR on this bridge, this frequency.
Port taxi
change.
checklists. Generators are on, probe heat's on, NAS is off, isolation valves are in auto. Engine start switch is continuous, recall check. Auto brake RTO, set levers idle, detent, flight controls check, one is clear. Southwest 1469, ready for taxi.
West.
Alright, you were blocked. Say the call sign.
Southwest 1469, ready for taxi.
Southwest 1469. Firm squawking 3246 and runway 2 left, taxi via Alpha, Foxtrot 1 Foxtrot, cross runway 1 left, cross runway 1 right.
2246, and we're going to do Alpha Foxtrot 1 Foxtrot 28 left, cross 1 left and 1 right, Southwest 1469. Forgot to squawk. That's okay.
Hopefully, my apologies. That's the 687, just a courtesy call. Secure 8 Bravo Tree 1. Have a good one. Thanks for coverage.
Alright, take care. See ya.
I am not moving. What in the world is going on? That was GSX. I've never seen that before. Okay. Taxi light goes on. Oops, this is... I think we're on Bravo, actually. Yeah, we're on Bravo. I think. Am I on Bravo? No, I'm on Alpha. Go ahead and turn auto throttles on. Or arm the auto throttle, I should say. Here's Foxtrot 1. I should check both ways, but I didn't. Okay. Okay, before takeoff, checklist, flaps 1 green light. Trim is set to 575 units. And I forgot to turn the lights on. When you cross the runway, you should always turn all your lights on. And we turn wind lights on at Southwest. I don't actually work at Southwest, but I know they turn wind lights on. Wing lights on. Southwest 1469, runway 28 left, ready for departure.
Southwest 1469, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff, wind, chinook 017.
28 left, clear for takeoff, Southwest 1469. And stable at about 40%. Toga.
Attention, all aircraft on frequency. Oakland Center is now closed. All aircraft on frequency. 100 Unicom on 1 at 22.8. Have a great night. Have a great day, rather.
80 knots.
See you.
Checked. Throttle hold.
See you later. Thanks. See you later.
V1.
V1.
V2.
How's the rate gear on? Lights out. Level change. Flaps up. RNAV. And I'm going to go directly to tilt because I do not want to fly all the way out here. Okay, after takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds are on. Packs are in auto. We have duct pressure. We are shown to climb. Differential pressure is rising. Cabin altitude is rising. Temperature is good. Landing gear lever is up and off. Flaps up, no lights. And we're just about to come to 10,000. Go ahead and let the cabin know. Turn the landing lights off. Turn the lights off. And we're on our way to John Wayne. I don't like the offshore departure out of San Francisco. There's a stick departure, which is a more direct departure. The offshore goes way out and about, and it's you go way over the ocean. It's kind of annoying. I have no idea how a cloud like this wouldn't show up on the radar, but it's just me. Vector around this guy real quick. See who this guy is off on the right side. See, he's doing the offshore. He goes way out like that. And it's just a little bit out of the ways. Looks like LA Center's online. Hopefully they stay on for the duration of the flight. I don't think I've had ATC into John Wayne yet, so that'll be kind of fun. Here's Santa Cruz right here. The boardwalk's right there. Highway 17 takes you from the Bay Area to Santa Cruz. Scotts Valley is right here. Salinas is out there, and then Monterey is up here. I wonder why the Delta's going so slow. What type of airplane is it? A320. I probably forgot the NAS when going through the clouds, so I apologize for that. Okay guys, I'll be right back. Actually, I gotta do a check at 35,000. Okay, we're at 35,000 feet, and that took 15 minutes. Top of climb said it would take 14 minutes, so we're a minute late. And the fuel, we should have 9.5. So much fuel we have. We have 9.7. Perfect. We have just a little bit extra. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. It's a nice view out there. Just burnt my mouse with some hot coffee. go ahead and take a look at our pressurization. It's always important to look at this because you want to make sure your passengers are getting air and they're not suffocating. So currently we're pressurized at about 8,000 feet or 7,500. We have good differential pressure. We have duct pressure. And take a look at your temps. It's good temp. Should be coming in contact with LA pretty soon. 25.8. I think that's Pismo Beach out there. Okay, where's our top of descent? It's in a ways. So teacups at 26, rookie 2210, 28. I won't be able to remember that. So we got 26, 280. Those 210. Yeah, 280 and 210. Baub at 14 and 11. Stiff at 9,000 below. Cayenne at 7,000 below. 5,000 at Clevby or LAXBB. And then Cleaver at 5,000 also. And then departing Bear at 16 degrees. Now we gotta put in our descent winds. Get our descent winds from our dispatch or our release. 340 is 290 at 71. .300 at 64. I'll take care of that message in a second. And at 12,000 is 290 at 41. ISA should be 0 because it's 15 degrees upon landing. You subtract 15 degrees to get that number. And our QNH is 3025. I don't think we're going to use any anti-ice, but we'll just do 10,000 to, I think, 2,000 and do the ceiling. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's good. Execute. We're going to sing unable to make 280 at rookie, so we'll just put 280 in our descent. 261 is a little slow. And that's what Southwest pilots usually do as well. Got foggy all of a sudden, or smoggy. LA Center, Southwest 1469 with you, flight level 250.
That was 1469, Los Angeles Center, squawk that in.
I didn't.
And Center, American 1617, holding short, 25 left, ready for departure. American 1617, RNAV, Hyper, wind 2508, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff. Alright, RNAV, Hyper, clear for takeoff, 25 left, American 1617. That was 1469, radar contact 21 miles southeast of Morro Bay, VOR. Descend via the Tilt 2 arrival.
Descend via the Tilt 2 arrival for Southwest 1469. 11175.
Yeah, sorry, 776, our biggest taxi. 776, runway 26 right, taxi via Bravo. 26 right via Bravo, Delta 776. American 717, ready to, holding short, runway 24 left, ready to departure. American 717, wind 250 at 8, runway 24 left, clear for takeoff, fly runway heading. Fly runway heading, runway 24 left, clear for takeoff, American 717. And Center, American 617 is at boarding takeoff. American 1617, roger, understand. Exit right when able. And say your intentions after. Okay, we're exiting right now, and we'll see in a second. We got some warning going on. Probably applied to takeoff for us, so we'll see in a couple minutes to figure it out. American 1617, yeah, you can go ahead and hold once you're off the runway to the right, and I don't have any inbounds currently, so just hold it. Hold when you're off the runway, and let me know when you're ready to taxi. Okay, we'll hold our position once we're ready to taxi back, American 1617. Center Alaska 7250. I'm holding short 21 right now, and I just wanted to see what approach you'd like me to do down to Los Angeles. Alaska 7250, you're gonna, is that full stop down at Los Angeles for you? Hey, firm 7250. Okay, you want to park on the north or south side? Actually, I'm going to look at that. Whatever works for you, I'm operating at 7250. Okay, 7250. Alaska parks on the south side, so I'll be giving you vectors for the ILS runway 25 left approach. Southside parking and vectors for the ILS 25 left approach, Alaska 7250, and just give me a minute to load it in. Roger. Let me know when you're ready for takeoff. Thanks. 3717, radar contact. Turn left heading 165, direct PV, and join the Ocean 5 departure. Climb and maintain flight level 190.
Well, I was wrong. It's not a 737.
Airframe 69, taxi. Airframe 69, heavy runway 25 left, taxi via Sierra, Bravo, Foxtrot. Cross 25 right. 25 left, Sierra, Bravo, Foxtrot, seeing the right side. Airframe 69, heavy. Skyline 1 Fox Romeo, proceed to turn inbound. 1 Foxtrot Romeo, thank you sir, wind 23010 and runway, 9 clear wind. 20 clear wind, 1 Fox Romeo. Delta 776, ready for departure, take. Delta 776, RNAV Leland, wind 18015.27, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff. RNAV Leland 26 right, clear for takeoff, Delta 776. This guy 1 Foxtrot Romeo, yeah, actually, runway 27 right, clear land. 27 right, clear line, 1 Foxtrot Romeo. Actually, Pilot 1 Foxtrot Romeo, the approach only has circling minimums. What would you like to do for that? And 1 Foxtrot Romeo, do you have the field in sight? 1 Foxtrot Romeo negative, it's pretty IFR right now. Actually, correction, it's VFR, but we're in IFC. Okay, 1 Foxtrot Romeo, I understand. You're clear to localize your Delta approach, and let me know when you have the circle land runway 27 right. Let me know if you pick up the field. Otherwise, expect the missed approach as published. Into the right circle and then 1 Fox Romeo. Yeah, we'll definitely break out. Center Alaska 7250, ready to go. 21, whenever you're ready. Alaska 7250, winds 240 at 11, runway 21, clear for takeoff, flat runway heading. Runway 21, clear for takeoff, runway heading for Alaska 7250. Delta 776 through 4400. Delta 776, radar contact, climb via the SID.
Good, Delta 776.
On 1469, expect 20 right approach.
20 right for Southwest 1469. Descent checklist. Pressurization landing altitude is 50, which is set. Recall checked.
American 717,
Auto
turn
brake
left
will be
heading
using number
070. Climb maintain flight level 190.
Landing data VREF is set.
Climb 070, climb maintain 190,
And LA Center, American 1617, we're ready to taxi back 25 left. Problem resolved. American 1617, roger. Go ahead and...
VREF is set and minimums is set 256.
Why don't you go ahead and taxi straight ahead of November, make a left turn at November,
Is
cross
complete?
25 left, east on Alpha, back to 25 left. Alright, left at November, cross 25 left, and east Alpha to 25 left to American 1617. Alaska 7250, radar contact. Turn left, heading 020, direct Ventura, maintain 5000. Alaska 7250, left turn 020, then direct Ventura, maintain 5000.
Oh, I said 290. Oh, that's why.
Towers 1469, expect the RNAV Zulu runway 20 right approach.
RNAV Zulu 20 right, Southwest 1469.
Level 776, climb maintain flight level 330.
Level 330, Delta 776. LAX Center, Southwest 1340, request IFR to Las Vegas.
1340 Los Angeles Center, clear to Las Vegas. McCarran International via the Ocean 8 departure, missing transition. It is filed. Maintain 5000, expect flight level 310, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 125.8, squawk 7147.
Ready, Southwest 1340 is clear to the McCarran International Airport via the Ocean 8 departure, missing transition. Will maintain 5000, expect 310, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is with you on 125.8, walking 7146 southwest 1340, and that coffee is definitely fixed in.
Good. Southwest 1340 readback is correct. Call for the push, and remember you told me you had Foxtrot. Information Foxtrot is current. Expect 24 left for departure.
We'll expect you for left for departure via Foxtrot, southwest 1340.
Skyline 1 Foxtrot, we have field set. Skyline 1 Foxtrot, Romeo, thank you. Wind 23010, runway 27 right, third lane. Eastern right, climb 1 Foxtrot. Around 69 heavy RNAV hyper, wind 250 at 8. Runway 25 left, full length, clear for takeoff. RNAV hyper 25 left, clear for takeoff, Air France 69 heavy.
Here's Catalina.
Oh, sorry, right. 25 left. 1617, hold short of 25 left, departing 777. Alright, holding short 25 left, American 1070. You're in 1617, runway 25 left, line up and wait. There's a wait, runway 25 left, right, 1617.
Course is 196, yeah. Missed approach, climb to 3000 on 196 to Minot. Simple enough.
Around 69 heavy, radar contact, stay altitude leaving. Air France 69 heavy, airborne out of 1.1. Around 69 heavy, altitude checks after Docker, fly heading 250, fly maintain 13,000. Is that after hyper heading at 250? Oh yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. After hyper heading 250. Hey, we're flying 250 and up to 5. I believe it was 5 American 6. No, Air France 69 heavy. So you got me confused now. Yeah, I'm all messed up too. Air France 69 heavy negative is up to 13,000 now. Up to 13,000, Air France 69 heavy. American 1617 RNAV hyper, wind 250 at 8, runway 25 left, full length, clear for takeoff. Alright, RNAV hyper. Let's take off 25 left, right, 1617. Okay, step down, I got a push call. Was that Southwest 1340?
That was 1730, 40 I mean.
Yeah, more coffee, man. Southwest 1340, push and start is approved, tail right.
Alrighty, tail right. Would that be facing east or west? We're a little confused.
Yeah, I'll be facing east. It's easier to say which way to put your tail because that way you don't have to think about the compass direction.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Southwest 1340, thanks.
Central Center at 715 with you, maintaining 35,000, sorry. So 715, Los Angeles Center, squawk 7157. 1157, double sense gauge. So 715, that's 7157. 7157, 715. Airframe 69 Heavy, turn left direct Clipper. Join the Orca 2 departure, climb and maintain flight level 310. The left turn the Clipper, and up to 310. Airframe 69 Heavy. American 1617, radar contact, the altitude leaving. Through 3,300 for American 1617. American 1617, altitude check, fly heading 250, climb and maintain 8,000. 250 up to 8,000, American 1617. Sky 1 Foxtrot Romeo, welcome to Gillespie. Exit to the left and cross 27 left taxi to parking. Cross 27 left, over to parking, 1 Foxtrot Romeo. Alaska 7250, turn left heading 075, vectors to the approach. Alaska 075, Alaska 7250. Skyline 1 Fox Romeo, 3 cross 3 Fox, go to the cafe. Skyline 1 Fox Romeo, oh, you're going to run, for the cafe, I think. Go ahead, cross runway 35 and taxi parking. Cross 35 of parking 1 Fox Romeo, taxi to the check. Show the food. Will do. American 1617, climb maintain 8,000. We'll give you a turn here shortly. Alright, I think you already cleared us up to 8,000, so we're up there. American 1617. Yeah, we put you at 8,000, now we're going to put you at 10. Okay, so cleared 10,000 for American 1617. Correct. Los Angeles and good evening, Francis 12 Heavy is requesting national clearance to Dallas information Foxtrot. Foxtrot Heavy, Los Angeles Center, clear, thanks for Foxtrot, clear to Dallas Fort Worth. Altitude departure, clean transition, and is filed. Climb via the CID, except maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 410 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 125.8, squawk 7156. Clear to Dallas, squawk 7156 for Francis 12 Heavy. Last 12 Heavy, squawk readback is correct. Push and start is at your discretion. Advisory attack, expect 24 left for departure. Your local box ready, we'll expect 24 left for departure, Francis 12 Heavy. American 1617, turn left direct Clipper intersection, rejoin the rejoin the Orca 2 departure, climb and maintain flight level 270. Left direct Clipper, continue the Orca 2, and sorry, see that one more time for us for American 1617. American 1617, up to cruise, flight level 270. Alright, we're up to 270 for American 1617. South 1469 after Bear cleared. Yeah, try this again. South 1469 after Bear cleared for the RNAV Zulu runway 20 right approach.
Oh, we don't have Bear on our flight plan anymore, but we'd like to join the 20 right RNAV at Cleaver.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and join the RNAV Zulu runway 20 right approach at Cleaver. Cross Cleaver at 5.
Roger that. Cleared RNAV 20 right at Cleaver, cross Cleaver at 5000 for Southwest 1469.
United 717, radar contact lost. United 235, radar contact 21 miles southeast of Morro Bay, VOR. 235. Bill 715, radar contact 35 miles northwest of Los Angeles, VOR. Cross the Los Angeles VOR at or above flight level 250. 250, that's so good. And Center American 1617, permission to step away for about 90 seconds. American 1617, approved as requested. Ground 69, heavy radar contact lost. Hope you didn't lose the server here. United 235, cross Los Angeles at flight level 250. Cross Los Angeles, flight level 250, United 235.
So we have to be at 210 at Mini. So after that, we'll just go ahead and there we go. Now we're
Alaska 7250, expect to turn about 5 miles. 7250.
is our airport. I think this is Angel Stadium. Disneyland is right there. Space Mountain and Matterhorn. That's pretty cool. Okay, flaps 5.
LA Center, Southwest 1340, ready to taxi, 24 left.
Go 1340, runway 24 left, taxi via Delta 7, Echo Victor.
Delta 7, Echo Victor for 24 left, Southwest 1340.
Alaska 7250, you're 9 miles from Lima. Turn right heading 220. Maintain 3,500 until established on the localizer. Cleared ILS runway 25 left approach.
Alaska 7250, turn right 220, maintain 3,500, clear for ILS 25 left.
Southwest 1429, Lima airspace to the north, radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Oakland Center is offline. Have a good flight.
We'll see you later, Southwest 1429. And Center American 1617, is that with you?
1617, Roger, thank you.
Okay,
LA
gear
Center,
down.
Southwest 1340, ready to go,
15.
24 left.
So 1340. Wind 2508, runway 24 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 24 left, Southwest 1340.
Uh-oh, we need flaps 40 at this airport. Let's do that real quick. What is that, 128? Yeah.
Tower 1340, RNAV, Delray.
RNAV Delray, clear for takeoff, Southwest 1340.
Tower 1469, wind 210 at 11, runway 20 right, clear to land.
20 right, clear to land, Southwest 1469. Wow, this does not match up. Maybe it does.
0715, cross Bayview at 1515,000. Limber altimeter 3028.
15,000, altimeter 3028. That was 715.
Delta 776, William airspace to the northeast. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Denver Center is offline. Have a good flight.
Frequency change Delta 776, goodbye.
Speedway 282 Heavy, William airspace to the northeast. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Denver Center offline. Have a good flight.
Approaching minimums.
Landing.
Minimums.
Visual Ground Center will be closing at the top of the hour. So 1340, radar contact, the altitude leaving.
Oh, 1340 is leaving 4,000.
1340, roger, altitude check, turn left, heading 170, direct PV intersection. Rejoin the Ocean 8 departure. And climb via the SID.
Left 170 and climb via the SID, Delta 1340.
Left to 7250 or through the localizer, turn right 270, re-intercept.
270 re-intercept, size, first time using this FMC.
No worries. That was 1469. Welcome to John Wayne, taxi to the terminal on Taxupa.
Taxi to terminal via whatever this taxiway is, Southwest 1469.
Yeah, you're turning left now onto Alpha.
Roger that. Thanks for the help, Southwest 1469.
Thanks for flying with us. Go back and see us. Alaska 7250, wind 2508, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Alaska 7250, 25 left, clear to land. Thank you.
1340, check the transponder. Your SWA code is 7147.
I'm not sure where Southwest Park's
Oh,
out
okay.
here, but
Sorry about that. I
those
thought
are
it was
Southwest buggy,
7146.
so
We were
we're
about
just
to
pulling
change
in
that for
terminal.
you. So could you just clarify it's 7147 and not 7146?
That is correct, 7147.
Alrighty, 7147 is going into the box. That's also 1740. 1340.
More coffee, man, more coffee.
Engine close is full, heavy, we're ready to taxi.
Close 12 heavy, runway 24 left,
Oh,
taxi via
perfect.
Delta 10, Echo 8 short. Let me know if you need full length.
Delta 10, Echo 8 short. We'll be fine for up to full heavy. Engine Center, good day. JetBlue 266 at Long Beach. Clearance to Sacramento, ready to copy.
JetBlue 266, you're
Okay, waiting for N2 to go below 20 before we turn our anti-collision lights off. Flight time today was 1 hour and 1 minute, so we're 4 minutes early. Okay, we're under 20, turn our ACL off. Alright guys, so now the airplane is now set up for another flight. We put in some down trim, or you should put in some down trim, and set this to 2200. And this airplane is set up in a turnaround position. Get the ground power on. You can leave the fuel pumps on because you'll just turn them. If you turn them off, you'll just turn them right back on again. This is how you should set up your panel, your air conditioning panel. You can leave these on for now. They might ask you to turn A pumps off for pushback. PO heats come off, and yep, that's how you do it. Thank you guys for coming along, and I hope you guys learned something new, and I'll see you guys next time.